My name's Gary Tuach, I'm 46 years old, I'm from Muirford, and I have a daughter Chloe who is 19 years old. So tonight I'm going to be walking the catwalk in memory of my late wife Amy Tuach, who died at the age of 39 back in 2022. Amy died from a long battle with diabetes. Now a lot of people the hospice, they associate with people that are dying of cancer but the hospice is a lot more than that, you know. When Amy was really ill, she spent the last sort of 2-3 years in hospital. And we did look at getting her here to the hospice because Amy was a supporter of the hospice before she passed away, and I was also a supporter of the hospice, and we thought Amy's last moments would be good to have them in the hospice. Unfortunately, Amy was really ill at the time and couldn't be moved to the hospice. But it's important for us to keep Amy's memory alive, but also realising the good work that the hospice do as well. So it's an honour to be actually here tonight doing Catwalk for a Cause, especially in Amy's memory, you know. As I said, a lot of the staff is there when you have a loved one that's dying. It's as essential as that. You know, you get the news that there's nothing more they can do. You just turn into flight mode. You know, you're in it. You're in this moment, and you've just got to go with it. And when you're faced with this kind of things, you know, I'm at that time sort of 42 years old. Amy was 36, 37. Me having to change Amy, feed Amy, take her to the toilet, help her to feed, you know, it's dignity from a woman as well. And although I was her husband at the time, it's never easy for her and there, you know, but she fought it with amazing courage and strength. And, you know, you watch somebody that's gone there, has gone full of life, walked the Grand Canyon for the hospice, you know, tried to do the Rockies, done other challenges for loads of charities, to somebody that needs full-time care and needs your help all the time, you know. Being in there, watched her in the hospital, watching her pass away. You know, I go back to things of, you know, 2 days before Amy passed away, we sat in the hospital bed, you know. Now, Amy didn't speak for long enough, didn't talk, just didn't want to engage with anybody. But 2 days before she actually passed away, we sat and wrote out Amy's funeral. You know, and it's a thing you think you'll never ever do with a loved one. But we sat, wrote out the funeral, wrote out all the songs, everything there. But we actually had a laugh and good memories and remembered all the good times. And some people don't get that. You know, people always ask me, you know, was it an easier way that you knew Amy was dying or passing away or whatever, you know, or would it have been better just a knock on the door that she passed away from an accident? And to be fair, you can't answer that question either, but, you know, it was actually good it was a struggle, and it was a really tough time watching somebody pass away, but also, you know, would it be better if you just got that knocked on the door and you don't get to share any of that lasting memories? I don't know that way either, but what I do know is her courage and strength in these last moments and last days helped me move forward, you know. What I want to say, and this is my whole part of wanting to do Catwalk for a Cause, is there is life after this, you know. You have to get this memory and keep it alive. You know, we have done that with, we started to celebrate Amy, and we've raised over £105,000 in the last sort of 3 years in Amy's memory. But we'll never forget Amy, but what we want to do is keep her memory alive, you know, and I've been lucky with the support of friends and family around me that I've been able to take this, and I always say Amy's memory, my life and everything together with Amy's in this little box that we always remember. But now I'm starting to move on in another part of my life, you know, and that's important to me as well, you know. So yeah, and I think that's important with friends and family. And also latterly I've met a lovely woman in Lauren, who's my new partner now as well, which is good for me and it's good to help me move forward. But it's also important is that Lauren's accepted my life with Amy, and she reads the whole story about this thing, which is, you know, what it was important for me to do Catwalk for is to tell my story, but to tell how you can move forward. Sometimes a lot of people forget that when somebody passes away or somebody there's families left behind, and they're the ones that have got all the issues and all the problems and all the stuff there, and they think, how can we keep going on? And I just want to say, I am that person that's been able to move on. And if there's anybody here tonight that's listening to this or watching this or whatever there and ever feel like they need to talk to somebody, I'm willing to open my door and you can come and speak to me, because there is life beyond this. there is movement going forward, and you can enjoy life.